Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dani and today it's time to talk about goals. Goals videos are one of my favorite to watch this time of the year. I like them more than the best and worst of the year. I really love watching people set up goals and like be excited for what's to come, and it's just really inspiring, and I hope this could be also for you. We'll see. I already posted a video wrapping up my goals from 2021 and I did really well. I had a lot of very specific goals like for buying books, and I have my advent calendar goal as well, and I think I did really well for most of it. Not for my channel or Instagram goals, but we have them again this year. So let's just jump right into it. So this year I'm using the Always Fully Booked planner by Little Inklings, and this is actually helping me to set up this kind of stuff because now it's written here. I made it pretty, like I colored it with colored pens, and now I feel like I have to complete these goals. So let's go through the goals that I wrote here. So I have 8 goals because there were 8 boxes here, so I set 8 goals for myself. These are specific reading and channel and like just bookish related goals, not like life personal goals. There are 8 bookish goals. So my first one is how many books I want to read in the year. This is the goal that I'm going to set up on Goodreads, and it's what I do every year. I'm going to attempt to read 50 books. I think it will be easy to achieve this goal, but in 2021 I read just a little bit over 50, so we'll see. Hopefully I get much more than 50, because also in this planner I have the, let me find it. I have the bookshelf thing to fill out, and I just really want to make it pretty and fill out all the books. So I have to read a lot of books for that. But my actual goal, the goal that I'm setting for myself is 50 books. I don't want to stress over this. I don't want to read read shorter books just to achieve this goal. So I think 50 is okay. The next goal is my NetGalley goals. So if you don't know what NetGalley is, it's a website where you can request ARCs or advanced reading copies from the publisher, and they will give you, or not, but if they give you, you have like an advanced copy of the book before it is released to read as an ebook. And I have a lot of books there, and I'm not prioritizing them as I should, because some of them I was very excited for before they were released, and then after that I'm like, didn't get to it, never mind then. So I have a lot of books there since 2019. So my goal really is to read at least 12 of my NetGalley books, which would mean 1 book a month. It also means that if I request more books, there will always be more books there. But if I read 12 books in the year of my NetGalley books, I'm already happy with that. That's my goal, 12 books at least from my NetGalley shelf. Then we have the channel and Instagram goals. So my third goal is for YouTube. I want to post at least 5 videos a month on YouTube. That means at least 1 video a week, but also some weeks there could be more. But I don't want to stress over when, like 2 videos a week could be too much in some weeks. So 5 videos a month feels more doable, feels less stressful, and I still feel like I have enough content for more than that, but 5 videos a month feels good. So if there are 2 weeks that I posted 5 videos in those 2 weeks, I won't stress myself to film 2 more for the other 2 weeks, you know what I mean? So like, I want to post more than that, but at least 5 a month is my goal. And then for Instagram, I want to post at least 1 photo a week. This is not a lot. This doesn't help me grow Instagram. By the way, if you don't follow me there, I'd be very happy if you did. The link is in the description. But really, this does not help me grow Instagram. It just helps me keep the same like bubble that I already have there, the same followers that I already have there. Instagram doesn't share a lot of my content if it's only 1 photo a week, but I still want to at least have 1 photo a week because I like it. I used to be much more consistent. Well, I started with Instagram before coming to Booktube, so I was much more consistent on Instagram, and I enjoyed it. I liked how my feed looked, and I want to have that again. I want to at least have like 4 photos a month, which would be like 1 a week. But realistically, like if it gets to Saturday and I haven't posted a photo yet on Instagram that week, I'm going to take any photo on Saturday and post it. So that's the goal, one photo a week. My next goal is for reading challenges. So the first one is that I want to participate on the Buzzword-a-thon, or the Buzzword Reading Challenge in 2022. This was a challenge created by Lala from Books and Lala. She used to do that consistently in her channel, but then she just expanded so it would be a whole like year thing in 2021. But I didn't participate there, and I want to try to participate this year just because it's fun. I like seeing people talking about it, and I just want to join in and read books together. That's basically it. So there are different ways that you can participate in the Buzzword Reading Challenge. You can make it a readathon for yourself in the first week of the month, for example, and try to read as many books with that buzzword in the title in the 1 week. But the way that I'm going to participate is that I'm going to try to fit at least one book with that buzzword in the month. So the buzzword for January, for example, is any books that have one of the 5 W's. So what, why, where, when, and who, and also how. 5 W's and how. So I'm going to try to read at least one book that has one of those words in the title in January. And then I don't remember for the rest of the year, but there's some months that have a specific word they have to find in the title. Some others are more like themes. So we'll see. I'm going to try. If it's too hard to, like, for one of the months to fit that, I'm going to try to fulfill that prompt in another month at least. And then I have another reading challenge that I'm setting for myself, and that's also inspired by Books and Lala. I'm going to link her channel and the specific video that I'm going to talk about in the description because it was really interesting. So she did a ranking of a bunch of stuff in the same video, and one of the things that she ranked was all the thrillers that she read, and she reads a lot of thrillers, a lot that I also have read and I loved, some that I didn't love, and there's a range of a bunch of stuff there. And this time she ranked them in alcoholic beverages. So each book would fit one category depending on the options that she put there. So there was margaritas, wine, old-fashioned, Bloody Mary, and all this type of stuff. And she kind of created a list of things that would fit that beverage and which books, which thrillers would fit in there. And it was a lot of fun. I really loved that. And I want to read all of the books that she put in the margarita category. So that's the reading challenge that I'm setting for myself for 2022. I'm not going to talk too much about this challenge throughout the year. So if you're watching this, you already know the spoiler for a video that's coming, because that's something that I'm going to attempt throughout the year, to read these books. And then I'm going to make a full video with reviewing all of the books in that category. But I really love the way that she organized it, because the way that she explained Margarita Thrillers are really the type of thrillers that I love. They're like thrillers that you read when you know you're gonna have a good time, and they're fun and a little bit over the top, but just overall a fun experience. And from just the ones that she put in the category, I really think that that's the type of thriller I like. So we'll test it out. Testing my thriller taste here with the Margarita Thrillers. Some of them I have already read and I already enjoyed a lot, so I'm going through the other ones. So if you want to see how that's going to go, subscribe, because I'll talk about all of them. I'll talk about if I agree that they are a similar category in terms of thrillers or not, and if I enjoyed them the same amount. That's not even the point of the ranking. It's like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a book that I enjoy a lot, or like all the books I enjoy a lot, but a book that gave me that same vibe. And that's what I'm looking for this challenge. I think it's going to be really cool. And thrillers are much, like, compared to the reading challenge that I set for myself in 2021, which was the Advent Calendar, thrillers are much easier and faster to read usually than a lot of the more high fantasy books that I had for my Advent Calendar last year. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. And then another reading challenge that I have for myself this year is to read at least 6 Agatha Christie books. So I mentioned this before, not officially, but now let's make it official. I want to read all of Agatha Christie's books in order. I've read a lot of her novels in my life, but just one each in different orders, and they don't have to be read in order. I know that. I don't think that there's a cohesive story if you read it in order, but it's just something that I think it's fun. I like reading things in order of publication, in order of the lives of the characters that are repeated throughout those stories. So, for example, when I read some of her books, she references, like, if it's the same detective in the story, they might reference another mystery that they solved, that there is a book for it, but I didn't read it. So, like, there are no spoilers, of course, but I want to be like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. You know, I think it's going to be fun, and I really love accuracy, so I'm going to try to do that. One thing that I'm kind of deciding as I'm looking at all of her work is that I'm not going to necessarily read them in order of publication for all of her books, but at least for the series. So, for example, she has the whole series that features Detective Hercule Poirot, and I'm going to read those books in order. But if I start another series of hers, for example, Miss Marple, I will read those in order. But I can read like a bunch of his stories and then a bunch of her stories, and even if some of these were published before some of these, you know what I mean? I think it makes sense. But the goal is at least 6, which is not a lot, but there's a lot of other things that I want to read this year, so at least 6 is a good plan. A lot of her early publications are already in public domain, so we can find it for free online. I want to, at some point, own a lot of the books, at least the ones that I really love, but as I can't find all of them right now, I'm okay with reading the ebooks, and we'll see if I enjoy them all. I read the first one, the very first book that she wrote last year, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm really excited to continue with this goal challenge. And then the last goal that I have for 2022 is one that there are quite a few things involved in why I decided for this goal. One thing that I did in 2021, I'm filming this on December 31st, so I already read all of the books that I'm going to read this year. It was 65 if you're curious. My Goodreads is also linked in the description. But one thing that I did in 2021 is that I reviewed all 65 books that I read on Goodreads. I wanted to do it. I wanted to at least write a little short thing right when I finished the book on Goodreads, so it would be there as a review, and I'm not going to keep doing that. I don't always have a lot of the thoughts that I will have on the book as soon as I finish the book. So if I try to write the review right as I finish the book, I might not change my mind, but I might have more thoughts as I think more about it. I could even possibly change my rating of it after a few weeks. That doesn't happen too often, but it could be a case. And if I don't review them on Goodreads as soon as I finish them, I'm not going to go back and do it. Like, I don't care anymore. Their book, I am past that, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So what I want to do for next year is that I'm not going to review the books on Goodreads anymore. At least not all of them. Some of them I might, especially if I have very strong opinions, especially if I have very negative opinions about them, or just lukewarm opinions that I want to at least explain why I gave a 3-star, for example. It's not a bad book. I like this. I didn't like this. I don't know. There will be some books that I will probably review on Goodreads. I'm saying probably. I don't know how that's going to go. That's not part of my goal yet. What I want to do is I want to review all of the books on my planner. So among other things, one of the reasons that I bought this planner is that I want to keep a written record of all of the books that I'm reading, and I already have a spreadsheet that I really enjoyed filling out. I'm not going to change that. It gives me all of the stats that I want to share later, but I want to write reviews by hand and have them like visually on my bookshelf at the end of the year. So that's one of the reasons that I bought this planner. It has a bunch of pages for reviews at the end of the planner. Can you see it? And I'm going to write them here. It's not going to be long reviews. It could have some spoilers in some cases, and I won't be worried about it because on Goodreads I never want to put spoilers because a lot of people won't open the review, so I never put spoilers on Goodreads. And here I can put spoilers. I can put the thoughts that I want to share on my wrap-ups. So I'm still going to keep reviewing books publicly on my channel, but not on Goodreads, and I'm going to review them for myself on the planner. So I'm not going to write the review as soon as I finish the book. I will wait, I don't know, the weekend and then just sit down, have a cup of hot chocolate, coffee, something, and just think about the books that I read that week, that I finished that week, and just write what I'm thinking about them in a very chill way. So one of my goals for the next year is to review all of the books that I read in the planner. Not on Goodreads anymore. If you missed that, I'm really sorry, but again, the reviews will exist in the channel, not on Goodreads. I'm still going to give ratings on Goodreads, and I hope they are not misunderstood, because a lot of people see 4 stars and they think I didn't like the book or something like that. So you do with the rating what you want, but the full reviews are still going to be on my channel. And those are my goals for 2022. Let me share with you the page that I did. It doesn't, like, it's not super artistically beautiful, but I like it. I think it looks really nice. I especially like the Agatha Christie font that I wrote. And that's it. I'm also going to try to share more of my planner as I'm writing in it and as I'm doing stuff with it on Instagram. So that could be one of my weekly photos on Instagram. So again, the link is in the description if you want to follow me there, because I don't have a lot of, my followers don't increase on Instagram ever. But I don't mind with that. I'm focusing on my channel for like interacting with people, and also on Discord. I'm going to keep the buddy read on Discord this year. I really enjoy picking the books with people and reading together and sharing thoughts. So that's still going to be a thing. It's not even on my goals, because it's just something that I'm going to do. It's not like a challenge that I'm setting for myself. We're going to read books together there. And just as we're here talking about this planner, there are a lot of challenges set in here. So for example, we have an A to Z challenge, which you have to read a book that starts with each letter. We have like specific prompts. And what's this? Genres and rainbow, so a book in each color of the rainbow. There are a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to link also her channel in the description so you can see the full flip through this journal. It's not available anymore. It's going to be available at some point, I think. But it sells out super fast. I'm really happy that I was able to get one of these. But there are also all of these challenges. It's not one of my goals to complete all of the challenges here, but I'm going to try it. Like, I'm still going to keep this in mind. As I'm reading books this year, I'm going to fill them out wherever they fit in the challenges in the planner as well, because it's fun. I like reading challenges. And that's it for my goals for 2022. Let me know what your goals are for the new year, if you have a specific number of books that you want to read or specific reading challenges that you want to complete. If you're participating on the buzzword challenge as well, just let me know what are your goals. Like I said, this is my favorite part of the New Year's, end of the year, New Year's videos that everyone posts and everyone shares, because it's fun, it's inspiring, and we can keep each other accountable for all those goals. And remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye!